Hit it.
The Blues Brothers, starring Dan Aykroyd and Jim Belushi, are coming to San Antonio on Friday, August 5th for one night only.
What do you want for nothing? Arrababisquita.
This historic concert event celebrates their 40th anniversary tour. All tickets are on sale now at pmxevents.com.
Hey! Come on now!
Don't miss your chance to see this dynamic show, The Blues Brothers, presented by PMX Events.
Let's talk about some headlines from across the state of Texas. I was gone for a week, so some of this might be a little bit of old news, but we're all catching up here, aren't we? Maybe we all took spring break. I know some coaches took spring break because they didn't turn in their questionnaires.
Turn in your questionnaires.
I'm on it now. But they're coming in today, which is good. Let's start by talking small colleges, as we are wont to do around here. The American Southwest Conference, for the first time in more than 15 years, almost 20 years, is going to have a new commissioner, as Amy Carlton is stepping down on June 30th. She was interim commissioner in July 2006, and then she was named the second commissioner in February 2007, and she's had that position for 16 years. She rose. What I appreciate about Amy Carlton is that she took she's one of us. She was their director of media relations and rose all the way to commissioner. So you too, Pickle, if you want,
I don't really want to do that.
You could be one of the preeminent commissioners at the Division III level.
I think I'm good.
That avenue.
But I am happy for Amy.
What's that?
I said I think I'm good, but I am happy for her.
Yes, she'll be stepping away after 16 years. We certainly appreciate her. She, the one of the premier conferences in Division III there, the American Southwest Conference, obviously. Mm-hmm. But there are some. This throws into further flux kind of the future of football in the ASC. Southwestern's leaving, and then Sul Ross is moving to Division II, and then McMurray, Texas Lutheran, and Austin College are all leaving as well, so in 2024. So it is an interesting time, and I'm very interested to see who they select as their next commissioner. So Amy Carlton stepping down as commissioner of the American Southwest Conference. Okay, let's get some headlines in the high school football ranks, and maybe you guys covered this last week, in which case you'll just have to hear me talk about it. Let's talk about the very famous El Campo, Burleson, New Caney triangle.
Yeah.
As we all like the three schools that
cycling.
It's easy to just connect those, right? I mean, the natural triangle there. It started with John Kitna stepping down at Burleson.
Correct.
John Kitna stepped down at Burleson. I believe they said he was moving to Ohio to take a job. They have found a new head coach, and that is they have hired the head coach of the El Campo Ricebirds. Coach Chad Worrell is going to take over there at Burleson. It's an interesting move. Obviously, he's a guy who has some roots in the DFW Metroplex because he was at Brock before he went down to El Campo. Was at El Campo for a couple of years. Led them to a couple of nice deep playoff runs, although I would say that with a talent like Reuben Owens, I think it's fair to say that they didn't underachieve, but didn't overachieve either. They probably achieved what they should have.
I think it raised a lot of eyebrows that they never made the full distance with what has been nationally known as like the best running back in the country for basically his entire high school career now.
Yeah, so he's a guy who likes to ground and pound. That's probably what he's going to do there at Burleson, which would be a relative shift considering the wide-open offense that they ran under John Kitna.
Yeah.
And so now
you might have two Burleson schools now that just like to run. Because Centennial likes to do that.
What is that game? Burleson and Burleson Centennial? Do they have a name for that?
I don't think so. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's a deemed rivalry.
On that. Who's our researcher?
You now.
Oh, okay.
Congratulations.
So Burleson has a new head coach in Chad Worrell, leaving El Campo after a couple of years. Back up to the DFW Metroplex. Well, that opens up a relatively attractive job down there in El Campo. El Campo, in and of itself, that is a job that is much more than just Reuben Owens. It's a one-horse town too, which is a big foray, a program that always has talent and good facilities.
A lot of rice.
And they have made a move they have hired New Caney head coach Travis Reeve to be their next head coach, moving from 6A to 4A. Matt Stepp put this in Slack, and he said it looks like Travis Reeve's going to take the job at New Caney, and I just said that guy can't quit 4A.
No, he really can't.
He makes the move from Cuero up to New Caney, has a couple of years there. I want to say he was there from 2000. When did he take over? 3 seasons. He was there for 3 seasons. 2020 again. It's just
yeah, because you had 2 years of Jack Alvarez and then Feacock now.
Yeah, and so he goes and he was there for 3 years, 23-11. They went 11-1 this past year. They were really good. But I wonder, he's a Victoria guy, and I do wonder if him being at Cuero before he was there, he looked at that and he was like, let me go try the multi-school district thing, right, at New Caney. And I wonder if he's just like, I mean, the one school thing just fits me better.
Yeah.
You know? And there's guys like that. Like, there are guys who, like, I think people, again, there are people who look at, why would you leave a 6A to go to a 4A? Or why would you leave a 5A to go to a 2A? Like, there's certain, different strokes for different folks, so to speak.
Yeah.
And my immediate reaction to this was, yeah, he's a 4A guy. And I think he realized it at some point down there. And with an opportunity like El Campo to get back at a prime, like high, a really high profile 4A, I think that was pretty appealing to him. So Travis Reeve, the new head coach there at El Campo.
Burleson and Burleson Centennial is Battle of the Boot.
Battle of the Boot. I did.
Our researcher looked that up.
Thank you, researcher.
Matt Stepp.
Thank you, researcher. Flower Mound Marcus is a new head coach, and they're staying relatively local. They've hired Grapevine head coach Mike Alexander to be their next head coach. Of course, Kevin Atkinson, who stepped down retired due to some medical issues last month. They've now hired Mike Alexander. He was there for 8 seasons at Grapevine. He was their head coach for 6 of them, going 55-21. They went to the regional finals in 2020, which is probably their best year. But he also went to the regional semifinals 3 other times. Very successful tenure there at Grapevine, and now he gets an opportunity to move over to Flower Mound Marcus to take over that Marcus program. So it'll be really interesting to see what he's able to do with a program that does have a state championship under their belt there at Marcus. So Marcus has hired Mike Alexander from Grapevine. Elsewhere, Mount Vernon. Did you guys talk about Mount Vernon? Okay. Well, they hired Clayton George. I thought it was cool. He's the Plano offensive coordinator. He's a guy who he's an East Texas guy. I think he went to Athens.
Yes, correct.
Went to Athens. Played at North Texas. He's a guy who is he's kind of a Todd Dodge guy. Was in the Todd Dodge tree. He is now going to be the next head coach there at Mount Vernon, which feels like hand in glove as far as the offense that they tend to run. So keep an eye on that. We'll talk about this. Midland Greenwood has hired a new head coach. They have hired Brian Hill, the Abilene Wiley defensive coordinator, to be their next head coach. Brian Hill has been is a Lano guy.
Correct.
What do you know about him? Are you guys like besties?
No, but I did a lot of research on him last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was the one that took time off, or he was in the college ranks for a long time, and then around COVID ended up coming back, and has been here ever since.
So another Lano guy in the coaching ranks.
Yeah.
Can't say it like that.
Sting him.
Big transfer news. Greg Powers reports that Levante Johnson, a DCTF 3-star Hot 100 prospect in the class of 2024, he checked in at number 85 in the DCTF Rising Hot 100. He has transferred from C.E. King to Galena Park North Shore. So the rich get richer there at North Shore for their new coach. Figures to be very interesting. He's already got a guy who's got multiple scholarship offers, so keep an eye on that. But another big get there as North Shore picks up a transfer from C.E. King in Levante Johnson. And finally, let's end this segment by talking about the biggest news of the week, which is San Antonio Highlands. Did you read this story on TexasFootball.com?
Yeah. From
Matt Stepp?
Yeah, we talked about it last week.
Oh, jeez. See, this is...
We talked about all of these last week.
This is why I can't lose.
Because things keep running smoothly. I'm
just saying that now I have nothing to talk about.
Correct.
Anyway, San Antonio Highlands hired San Antonio Stevens defensive coordinator Roger Landeros to be their head coach.
Former banker.
That's the fascinating thing.
Yep.
He told Matt Stepp that he apparently he was a banker, and he basically got into coaching after just talking with an administrator at South San that I imagine just said, like, kind of feel like you would be a good coach. And he was like, maybe I'll go be a coach. And now he's a head coach of a 6A program. 6A?
Yep.
I want to say, yeah. I mean, that is...
yeah, he's been in and around the 210 his entire coaching career.
Yeah. But yeah, fascinating stuff there. Anyway, there are some very new headlines for everyone, and don't listen to last Monday's episode. Be great. Hey, thanks for watching this clip here on YouTube. If you like this kind of stuff and you want more of it, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. And remember, you can watch us live every weekday at noon at TexasFootball.com, Facebook, Twitch, or here on YouTube. And if you want more of the best coverage of football in the state of Texas, check out TexasFootball.com and become a Dave Campbell's Texas Football Insider at TexasFootball.com/subscribe.